brief demo on Maci wrapper. So to get started, we can run this command to clone the project and install the dependency. And then we can install the Z keys. Now, in the interest of time, I previously installed the Z key and I will just copy paste that. But if you run this command inside the root project, then you should be able to download the Z keys. I'll open this in VS Code and copy the Z keys. Maci wrapper, packages, hardhat, Z keys to packages, hardhat. Okay. Let me also increase the size of the screen. Okay, so the structure of Maci wrapper, it's a scaffold project and it contains two packages. So one is hardhat package, which contains all the smart contracts. So this is a Maci wrapper smart contract. You can update this to change the functionality of the Maci wrapper. And there is the deploy config, which I'll talk about in a bit. And then there is like deployed contracts. When you deploy some contracts, the contract addresses will be updated here. And you can add more networks if you want in the hardhat config file. Now in the Next.js project, you can update the scaffold config file to support different networks. Once you deploy the contracts, it will have a new folder here, and that folder will contain all the addresses of those deployed contract on the various chains, and you can change the chain which you want to support in the scaffold config ts file. Now first step would be to do yarn let's go to the GitHub guide. Now we will have to copy the environment variables from the template files to the env file, and then we can all let me copy paste my previous environment variables. Basically, if we go to the environment local file, we will need to set up a Pinata account and set up the Pinata gateway and get the JWT from Pinata and paste it here. Those are the two variables which would be needed. Apart from that, if you add the Alchemy API key and Wallet Connect project ID, that would be great, but that's not needed. So I'll just copy my previous file, packages, and Next.js .env.local, and I want to paste it to packages Next.js. No. Okay, I think it is updated. Now we can run the chain command, yarn chain. This will start a local hardhat node, and then we can deploy the contract using yarn deploy. Okay, so it has deployed all the contract. Now in the new terminal, I can run yarn start to start the Next.js project. So this is the Maci wrapper. Now it's asking me to connect my hardhat account. Now as this account was the deployer account, we see the admin panel here. So you will need to import the deployer keys in your MetaMask. The deployer keys can be found in the hardhat config. You will see the default deployer key is on line number 74. And you can change the deployer key using the environment variable and paste your deployer key. Else you can just copy this one and paste it in your MetaMask to have this address here, and then you will be able to see the admin panel. In the admin panel, we can create a poll. So let's call it dummy poll 1, and I'll set the expiry to 3 minutes from now, or let me set it to 2 minutes from now. That's right. We have a few options. So single candidate select, multiple candidate select, and weighted multiple candidate select. If you select single candidate, it would have the radio buttons for each candidate, and for multiple candidate select, it would have checkboxes, so you can give votes to multiple people. Now for weighted multiple candidate select, by default everyone gets 100 votes, and with this 100 vote they can delegate these votes to different candidates in different weights. So I'll select single candidate select and non-quadratic voting, or you can even select quadratic voting, and then I'll just call them C1, C2 for now. Let me check the time. I'll increase a minute in this one. Okay, so nice to see that this error. So basically, what happens if you run this using hard node? You will have to clear your MetaMask history. This is a hard MetaMask bug, but you can go to advanced and clear network tab if you see that error which I saw, and now it should be fine. So if I create a poll now, let me check the time. I'll increase another minute here and create it. Okay, transaction successfully completed. So we see that this poll is created. Now I'll also open the incognito tab and go to localhost 3000, and I'll switch the light theme. Then I can go to home. So now you can the user can click on register to create a Maci private key, and also to register to the Maci contract. I'll also register with this one. So first I need to add funds using the faucet. So now it is 1 ETH here in Hardhead. Now I'll register. On both the screens we can see the poll screen. Now I'll just refresh it, and then we can click on this poll. I'll vote on C2 from this one. Oh, it seems like the poll has expired, so I'll just create a new one quickly. Let's call it dummy poll 2. I'll set the time to a couple of minutes from now. Single candidate select, non-quadratic voting, C1. Let me check this one, and C2. Okay, now we can go to home, and then we will be able to see the dummy poll 2. Now it takes like a couple of seconds to start the poll. On C2 from one account, votes are casted. Now we will just wait till the poll is expired, and it's currently open. It's gonna expire at 32:27. It's 31. So let's wait for a minute. I'll fast forward this video. Okay, so the poll is closed now. Now if we click on required action, it asks us to upload a tele file. Now we can generate this tele file by following the instructions given in the GitHub README. Now we can see to compute result we have to update the deploy config.json file. So let's go to the VS Code. In the deploy config.ts file .json file, you will see different networks here, but we have deployed on localhost. So if we go to localhost and go to the poll section, we can update the coordinator public key and use quadratic voting thing. So this variable will be set to false as we are using non-QV, and then we will have to set the coordinator public key. Now when you deploy this contract, this file coordinator key pair.json file will be created. Now you can copy the public key from here and paste it here, and then after that you will have to run yarn hard merge -- poll space and then the poll ID. So as this was poll number 2 and it is 0 index, so the poll ID would be 1. So we can run this. Okay, so it says voting period is not over. Now this is because we are running this on Hardhead, and it's not mining transaction unless they are happening. So what I'll do is just add another transaction by claiming some funds from the faucet. Now, after this transaction, it should run this command. Okay, so it has merged the state tree and the messages tree. Now we can go to the GitHub README, and the next command is to create proofs. And so it requires the poll ID, which is 1, and then we require the output directory for the proofs, so we can call it output, the coordinator private key, one second, the coordinator private key, and that can be set to the private key that we found in the coordinator keeper file. Now the tally file, so we can call it tally.json, and once we run this, it should generate the tally file and the proofs. Okay, it generated the proofs and the tally file, so we can go to the tally.json file and see the voting tally. We can go to the rummy poll 2 and upload this file. So I'll go to Eat India, Maci wrapper, packages, hardhat, and I'll go to the tally.json, upload this. Now this file is being uploaded to IPFS, and the hash of the CID of the file is uploaded to the smart contract, the Maci wrapper contract, and we can go to the poll page to see the results. Now we see the C2 won by rank 1 and C1 has rank 2. Thank you.